the best thing about back in the day getting sponsored by a company that makes sex toys is that they did send like a little set of like miniature samplers of like some of their designs, which meant I did just have a little handful of dicks. And the knowledge that I could just throw a little handful of rubber dicks at someone was good knowledge to have. But like very specialty rubber dicks.
One of my clients is actually like a giant sex toy distributor. You'd think with that sort of like job description, the people would be more nicer to work with. They're not. They're one of the most aggressive groups of people I've ever had to do a ticket for.
What are they upset about? They're just like, oh, their website doesn't work, so the people are banging down their doors, like demanding, plastic buttholes or whatever.
The quantities on the Dick Smasher 9000 don't match up to what we have at SAP, Daniel. Fix this now!
That's because someone stole one of the Dick Smashers. It's not the website's fault.
Well, let's not reveal what the next horde is going to be yet. Everyone's getting ahead of me. That's not fair.
All right, I guess I'll kick us off on the intros this time. Hi, my name's Dan. You all obviously know me from the hit weekly manga recap holiday special, Why Me Scrooged, where I played the Ghost of Bleach Past.
What a fucking pull!
Or perhaps from my more recent work as guy that ate 5 cans of SpaghettiOs in the last 7 days. I am playing...
I hear a great Oscar buzz about that one.
By choice?
I'm gonna be honest, Quinn. I'm kind of fucking with SpaghettiOs now. That might be my weekly Dice Folk meal.
Oh, no, Dan, please. Audience, you have to understand, Dan must be protected from himself, okay? This is, you can't be getting into SpaghettiOs in your 30s, Dan. You're doing it backwards.
I'm not in my 30s yet, it's fine.
Hey, as an autistic person that will often eat the same meal over and over and over and over and over again, I fully support getting into SpaghettiOs.
Oh, no.
It started as me and Maya both getting quite ill and just needing to pick something up to eat. So I was like, I haven't had
You
SpaghettiOs.
chose SpaghettiOs?
I haven't had SpaghettiOs in 15 years. This will be interesting. And then I had some. I was like, well, this is not bad. This is pretty good.
This is delightful.
Sometimes you find a food and you're like, yeah, that's acceptable, and then you just eat it forever.
These chemicals are hitting in a very special way for me.
So you're playing Rex Maximus, Red Dragon, Dragon Class, Dragon Species, Dragon Alignment?
Yeah, he's got like a ring that lets him ignore resistances. He's got an anvil. He can summon familiars. And he's been rolling like absolute dog shit for 3 straight episodes. So we're gonna see how this episode goes. Laura, you're up next.
Hey, I'm Laura. I'm playing Doc Hop, the Dragonborn warlock that hoards all your little doodads and thingamabobs and whatsits. I make content about video games on the internet. I'm currently back into speedrunning Babysitting Mama, the 2010 Wii game. There's a whole bunch of controversy in our tiny little community right now over the fact that the NTSC version loads significantly faster than the PAL version of Babysitting Mama, which means I've had to order an entire second version of the game where you put a Wii remote in the baby's spine and rock the baby, but not too hard because you don't want to give it shaken baby syndrome.
Don't
That's
shake
what
the
I'm
baby.
up to. No, don't shake the baby. Mama says good babysitters never shake the baby.
This Summoning Salt episode is going to be so good.
You can't shake the baby. You can insert a Wiimote directly into its body.
Oh, you must do that, but no. Shaking the baby is the biggest time loss in the speedrun. You get like a 10-second penalty where you get a PSA about shaken baby syndrome. The key objective of the speedrun is never shake the baby. So find me at Laura K. Buzz on Twitch if you want to see me rock the baby very quickly, but not so quickly that Mama shouts at me for shaking the baby.
That is me, yeah. Hold on, let me do a good version of that. Hey, I'm Quinn. I am playing DiCaprio Devereaux, the wizard dragon. I do a manga podcast that you could find. We just talked about all the manga we reviewed this year and how most of them were really, really good. So I've picked some absolute dog shit to read this year because I feel like we've just had it too good for too long. So I'm looking forward to that this year, and I'm playing DiCaprio Devereaux, and I have a nuke now. I have the super gun of Ogo Badogo amongst my inventory items. So I am I haven't done a costume change in a little bit. I was trying to go through this arc and find an opportunity to actually play someone in a holodeck duel, but it never happened. So instead, because I have a new cool gun, can I like change it to a Matrix outfit?
I wouldn't count your gun before it hatches. Let's get into the scene because a lot of stuff is happening.
Oh, are we supposed to say what magic items we have before we jump in? Was that part of the thing?
Yeah, I think we have to institute a rule. If you don't mention your item at the top, that means it fell out of your pocket and you don't have it anymore.
Austin, that's bigotry. I have ADHD. You can't do that.
Oh, dang. I'm canceled now. I'll never get that Dick Smasher contract to do those Dick Smasher 9000 ads now.
I've got a trash bag of holding. It's got an out-of-date pop-up book of Goblin history. It's got a spooky magic blue bottle that's got a genie in it. I've got the mouth music toothbrush that now actually does something. It plays tunes when you brush your teeth. I don't know if it does that magically, but it sure does that. The lucky plush rabbit's foot. The child's first trading card deck of No Synergy, and the Vinirol's disc, The Nuke.
Yeah, quick correction. Your toothbrush has been taken into Enobarbus's vault, so you can remove that. Yeah, and let's say the super gun of Ogo Badogo, currently status question mark, because it was fired at the cliffhanger of the last episode, caving in two of our heroes. We'll get back there briefly.
Well, that's not my problem. That's whoever picked it up's problem.
Yeah, I guess you could say that Rex does have a Pip-Boy that can full heal someone, but we're currently buried under several tons of rubble, so I wasn't really sure how to count that into the inventory or not.
For the official reading, I do want to be known that I have my zipper costume rack, my Gucci sunglasses, my Dyson Sphering, and my Astrolabe, which I haven't come up with a fun pun title for because it hasn't done anything yet, but I want to just note those.
You haven't come up with a pun with it? That's kind of Astro-lame. Oh.
Fucking got her ass. I will say that
I'm gonna go, guys. I can't show my face anymore around here.
Do we want to officially say it's a Pip-Boy? Because I was going for original series tricorder, but if it's a Pip-Boy, listen, it's our imagination. It can be a Pip-Boy if you want.
Oh, original tricorder is interesting. Danny does love a Star Trek.
We all do.
I mean, they're kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I think they're perfectly interchangeable in this situation. I should say I'm Austin Yorsky. Patreon.com/Austin Yorsky is how you can keep me alive. Just $1 for the show. Get you my bonus podcast, such as Spew Punk, where I'm going to tell some wild stories from my life. The last time I was left to my own devices, I did end up in a pool of blood in front of Quinn's house. I have been left alone for the second time. Hear those stories.
I am legit trying to check in on Austin when I can because I'm like, who's gonna find you on the ground this time, Austin? Who will find you?
Exactly.
Look, as long as it's not me that finds you on the ground, that's when you know something's gone very wrong.
That would be so impressive if I went on such an epic adventure. I ended up in the UK somehow. But yeah, you can hear all that Patreon.com/Austin Yorsky. This show doesn't have any ads because you all are so nice. But if you get less nice, Dick Smasher 9000 is gonna have to sponsor the show, and those ads are very upsetting.
Every episode, someone's actual dick has to get smashed for the recording.
Yeah. In fact, let's do a Cookie Mountains little fun thought experiment here. If you found the sacred artifact of the Dick Smasher 9000, would you destroy it? Would you copy it and distribute it amongst the dragons, or would you put it back and pretend you didn't see it?
I would take it and distribute it among the dragons because new options for lower surgery are always important.
I think I might destroy it because I think it may be used for evil instead of good.
Yeah. See, this is the ethical dilemma I'm trying to bring this season. I'm so glad we have conflicting thoughts.
Austin, why is the Dick Smasher the first one we've had actual ethical disagreements about?
I noticed Quinn's very quiet about Dick Smashing.
I gotta find out about what happened to my super gun before I can figure out the Dick Smasher. I've got to deal with one ethical dilemma at a time.
Okay, well, I would love to get there, but you have been buried not just in rubble, but in specifically the shards of various precious gems, tourmalines, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, emeralds, all that stuff. It would be quite a beautiful pile of rubble if it weren't crushing you. Both of your eardrums have exploded, DiCaprio.
I like how you're like, it would be quite beautiful if this did happen, but DiCaprio still thinks this is pretty beautiful. She can't really tell what's happening right now. Life is I was gonna say life is a hurricane, but that sounds
Duckburg,
fun.
yeah.
With DuckTales, it's horrible right now for her ears just exploded, the roof's falling.
Yeah, I think all of your lungs probably filled with very abrasive dust. That's no good. Maybe we'll actually start then with Doc Hop, because you have you don't have to dig yourself out of anything. You are faced with the ghost of Keeper, the kobold you melted with acid and then ate in the first arc. I tried to find a picture of a cool kobold ghost mutilated by acid, and you would not believe that is not a common visual motifs here. So I tried to find the weirdest ghost I could. I'm going to put this in the Roll20. Keeper obviously is opening his mouth to admonish you in some way, to, call you a murderer and swear vengeance, but his tongue is a pulverized mass of flesh that slides out of his mouth, and just ghost acid everywhere as he comes after you. His red sword gleaming as if made of liquid blood. What do you do?
So, I didn't do this with any kind of malice. And I feel like I'm having a thought. And this is coming to me in the moment. And I kind of want to follow the impulsive thought here, which is, if I want to get a good sense of whether this genie is going to fuck with consequences when I ask for favors.
Oh, wow.
Maybe I just go, hey, genie, unfuck up this guy.
Whoa, I prepared all week for this boss fight. This is very exciting. This is why I love this show. Okay, what do you say?
Can I make a side suggestion?
Uh-oh.
Does Hop even remember who this person is?
I think Hop does, in as much as this was very much a death that was not intended. This was I forgot that the small folk are squishy.
Fair.
It does stand out as I forgot. I was small at the time. I forgot that you weren't as sturdy as me.
I'm just thinking of that one Batman Beyond scene where Batman goes, "You killed my father," and the villain just says, "Do you know how little that narrows it down for me?"
Yeah, fuck it. I think if Hop takes a second and goes, "Oh, I see what's happening here," she's gonna rub the genie lamp. And she's gonna take a second, and I need to work out what the wording's gonna be here, because even if I'm not the target of it, I do want to at least try and avoid the bullshit weaseliness of how this could go.
Perfect. Yeah. So in the background, dwarves are running because there was a great tremor in the mountain, and they're going to fortify their tunnels and check what's happening. So there's a background hum of activity. You are at the dead end of a tunnel because you were basically trying to track this strange figure who was shadowing you when they came out from the wall. So you're kind of alone in a dark tunnel. The ghost of Keeper is trudging forward, like a sword raised, and you rub the genie bottle. Gertrude kind of slides out, made of steam, and drapes herself over your shoulders like a big coat. Arms wrapped around you, cheek to your cheek. You could she doesn't say anything, but you can feel her smiling because she knows you're contemplating a wish. She's so excited.
Yeah. Hop goes, I know, but it's not for me. I did not intend to melt and otherwise enghostify this small folk here. Respecting the intent of my wish, can you return this small folk to their not burned and melted and dead? Put them back as they were, not melted and dead. Back to as they were.
Gertrude runs a white-hot finger down your cheek and says, "You know how you need to phrase it. Start with, I wish."
I wish, and then I repeat the bullshit I said a second ago. I wish.
Okay. Perfect, yes. I think Gertrude gives you a big kiss on the cheek and says, "Thank you." And
and hey, this is a trial run. If you fuck around with this, like you're going back in the bottle forever, never. Like we're like this. You don't get like extra tries if you fuck around with this, right?
you don't trust me?
I'm cautious of you.
That's the correct attitude. You're very smart. And then there's a burst of steam. The whole hallway fills with steam as if her like body expands rapidly. It is quite warm in here, and your vision is clouded by the water vapor. And I will reveal what happens to Keeper when we return.
Okay.
DiCaprio Devereaux, Rex Maximus.
Yeah, what's up?
You're inside one of the vault rooms. It turned out Enobarbus actually has a whole collection of reinforced rooms behind this gate that are encased in crystal. I mean, if there wasn't, 100 meters of diamond in the wall, like this all would have just caved in and crushed you. You'd just be dead, no rolls. So if you were going to fire the super gun of Ogo Bodogo, this was the place to do it. DiCaprio, you were just straight up deaf.
Sure. That sounds about right for firing off a super gun right next to my head.
Absolutely. What do you two do? I think you're trying to pull yourself out of the crystals. You don't see the gun right now. You don't see any of the three artifacts, or actually, you don't know if they're artifacts. You don't see any of the three items we talked about at the end of the last episode yet. They are buried.
Okay, well, step one, whenever you're in a cave-in, is you got to determine which way's up. Now, I know a little bit of something about this, and there's two ways to do it. You can either spit and then see which way it goes, and if your mouth is dry, you can start peeing. And if it goes down, that's towards the ground.
Okay, well, someone stop the pee counter. It took, 8 episodes?
Yeah, so Rex will spit to determine which way is up.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think you can claw your way up out of the rocks and gems, and you see, that there are people running to come see what happened. There are like a dozen dwarves. There's a lot of activity. You can hear the distant sound of the big locked magic gate opening.
Mm-hmm. Rex is going... Would Rex even care at this point to just stay as like a small folk? Because I guess in his eyes, he's kind of like, all right, well, obviously we found what we came for. If it is collapsing an entire cavern on top of us. Yeah, fuck it. He's just gonna transform and start digging his sister out if she's not showing up yet.
Yeah, perfect. DiCaprio, anything you want to add to this scene?
Yeah, I mean, I think DiCaprio doesn't really know what's going on, but I don't know if she's like half buried. She is going to try to find her way to like the surface to where she can see again. But I imagine it's Rex who would find her because she's just going to be trying to figure out how to like get out of there. And she's just going to be like screaming as Rex does it. Just not like, like screaming like, ah, but like she's going to be like, Rex, do you see the gun? The gun! Like,
Stop yelling, I'm right here.
She can't hear, so she's just screaming it.
What's a gun? Yeah, I guess Rex will start looking around for this artifact if he's able to dig DiCaprio out of the fucking rubble.
Yeah, so if you take on your full young adult red dragon form to dig DiCaprio out, you can find her elfin body, obviously quite shaken by the events, yelling frantically. I think if either of you want to look for items in the rubble, that will be an investigation check. I will say the dwarves are seeing you. They're doing stuff in the background.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to use my Gucci glasses to give me a bonus on this so I can get proficiency.
Perfect.
Crit 20. Well, 19.
All right. You are going... Which one are you looking for, I guess? With the crit, you can tell me. I was going to give you one of my choice. But with a crit, there are 3 items in here of note.
He's here for the gun.
All right. With your huge red dragon claws, you push a pile of quartz aside, and you see the super gun of Ogo Bodogo which Quinn came up with last season, so she can describe it if she wants. I will say the thing that jumps out to you immediately is that it is bent. The barrel is at a 45-degree angle.
Was it like this before, or is that the result of it firing and then getting crushed by giant rocks?
The latter. It was perfectly pristine before it was fired.
Mm-hmm. Rex will take one little pinky finger, I guess, and just hook it into the trigger guard to pick it up. And we haven't really established how we're carrying things in our dragon forms, but I guess he's got a tiny backpack somewhere that he's just kind of storing that into.
Oh, I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but the way that shapeshifting works, at least in 5th edition, it might have been more restrictive in earlier editions, is everything just kind of melds into your body when you shapeshift so that you don't have to worry about it. It is kind of a cheat, but let's just say that magic makes that happen.
Mm-hmm. The question is, where do I put this to carry it now?
Sure. I mean, I think you would just hand it to DiCaprio.
That's fair. But also, we don't want the sister firing the gun again. She's already deaf. What else is going to happen to her now?
Speak for yourself. That was awesome.
She will reach out for the gun, like when she sees it. She recognizes, I think eventually it can intuit that she's deaf.
Yeah, he doesn't have pockets right now, and he's not going to carry it in his mouth, so he'll just drop it for her to pick up.
Yeah, she will take it and hold on to it. But I imagine this gun looks similar to the gun from the classic game Shadows of the Damned, where it's mostly like a skeleton kind of going on.
So it's not the soil gun from the Final Fantasy anime.
I was saying it was potentially going to be a combination of the two, and every time you pick the Trion, the soil Trion charge to defeat them.
Ever since you showed that to Maya and I when we visited you a few weeks ago, it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up quite regularly in this household.
I'm glad.
We love the soil gun.
I can't wait for the audience to listen and find out what the soil gun is themselves. You can find a great AMV of it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's only 9 minutes long.
Soil, SOIL?
Yes.
You could just look up Final Fantasy anime summons and you'll see the gun. But it's just...
Yeah.
It's this gigantic golden monstrosity that like hooks to the arm and has like a drill attached to it and like a capsule with like a beating vein in it.
Well, that's the soil.
I guess, yeah, that's where the soil becomes a monster.
I've chosen the soil for the likes of you.
Yes. Oh my god, I love it. I almost, when I was going to be the Yu-Gi-Oh! Wizard in Season 4, I was going to have one of these for every summon that I'd played in that game. There was going to be a whole fucking diatribe.
Wow, what a pull. So you two have prioritized finding each other, getting out, finding the supergun, which means someone is going to arrive here. You look towards the crowd of dwarves, and Master Humdrum has taken up a leadership position. She has her large, beautiful shield at the ready, and she says, "I knew it was you, you bastards."
What did she say? What did she say?
She said she knew it was us. Which I feel, yeah, fair.
Is she happy or sad?
I don't think you need to not be deaf to tell that.
I don't know what they look like when they're sad or happy.
Unhappy. This is gonna affect your apprenticeship.
Oh! Ask for my shield!
This is most unfortunate. I must now ask you to empty your pockets and leave. Orlando siblings.
I'm gonna go back to digging through the rubble.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, we are actually here in an official capacity as envoys of our father, Orlando the ginormous and stupendous. Enobarbus appears to be harboring an artifact of implicit danger and value that he did not submit to the rest of the Cookie Mountains for duplication or destruction. Heretofore, we are absconding with said artifact. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. We're done here.
Rex! Rex, did you tell them we're working for Dad?
Yes!
Rex!
I'm right here!
All right, a lot of this shtick this episode. If you go back to digging through the rubble, DiCaprio, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Interesting. You would say that as opposed to something else
Uh-huh.
that I'm good at. Oh, dear. A 9.
That's not going to do it. You are going to take some damage. You are currently a sun elf with her ears blown out, digging by hand through big, sharp quartz crystals, I think, and you take 17 damage.
Holy shit.
A chameleon. As a chameleon's tongue comes down from the ceiling and hits you faster than a speeding bullet, crushes your body.
All right, I'm a dragon now then.
Rex Maximus, you look up and you see hanging from the ceiling is Enobarbus, the barrel dragon, who uncloaks. He has complete control over the color of his skin. He was camouflaged against the ceiling and has just used his lightning fast tongue to flatten your sister, who so you have, I presume, less than 17 health.
7 health killed me. you added more damage later on, and I was like, dog, you did it. You nailed it in 1.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I do like you, Enobarbus, but I need to work some stuff out, and I'm so glad you did this. And he's just gonna attack him?
Yeah, roll initiative. So underneath the tongue, I assume the elf body just completely shattered, and just as a reflex, the magic comes undone, and a diamond dragon springs up in that spot.
Yes, pretty much.
All right, let's roll initiative.
16.
11.
Whoops, wrong die.
I don't think a 54 is gonna work for us.
Sorry. 8. Oh, fail. All right. So he is clinging to the ceiling. He's upside down. He is rapidly shifting through colors, almost like as a threat display. And it looks like, Rex, you're going to be up first.
Okay. So, first things first, I activate my Corona of Flames. So now I'm exuding an aura of fire in a 10-foot radius. I don't think this does automatic damage, but let me just verify. Yeah, if it ends its turn next to me. Okay. Alright, so now I'm on fire. Next, I'm just going to attack the shit out of him with my claws and fangs. So 23, 26, and 14.
The 23 and 26 hit.
Okay. So then I will do a bite. Ooh, not great damage. Oh, hold on, I misread that. And then a claw. So that does 37 damage. As Rex just kind of flies up like a rising sun, to bite and claw at Enobarbus in the air.
Yep, so you are all in this treasure chamber. You leap into the air and start clawing and biting at him, covered in fire. And that is going to activate a layer effect here. You are in the lair of a dragon. And in 5th edition, layers have special abilities. One of them is here, unique to Enobarbus, is security measures. He has a variety of technological artifacts he has collected over the centuries that he has placed in here, including turrets, which spring out of the wall. These are, large metal guns, and they begin raking you with anti-aircraft fire here.
Mm-hmm.
So dexterity save.
11.
That's going to fail. You're going to take 28 damage. You just feel a shooting pain, and you hear a cacophonous noise as red-hot projectiles begin slamming into your side. I don't know if you have any context for what an anti-aircraft gun is.
No, he probably just thinks it's magic.
All right, DiCaprio, are you still deaf as a diamond dragon?
I mean, unless you say I'm not, I don't have a reason not to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was thinking that it's more interesting because you can't really communicate in this fight.
Yeah, I can't communicate and I can't really know what's happening either. So I think I'm going to have DiCaprio cast Mental Prison. This is a 6th level spell. So they must make an intelligence saving throw against my DC.
Okay, well, when you try to cast a spell, you're going to activate one of the layer effects here, which is a counter spell. If the spell is 4th level or higher, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So you need to beat 16 to cast this spell.
13.
Wow. So there are a couple like crystals in here. They're like unassuming, like small bollards. Basically, they start glowing, and when you cast the wizard spell, the magic just gets sucked into them and stored for later experiments.
All right. I mean, that's all I can do, unfortunately.
Yeah. And now it is Enobarbus' turn. He is not much of a scrapper. He doesn't have particularly dangerous claws or teeth or anything, so he is going to try to point blank open his mouth and fire his tongue into your face. Once again, this comes out faster than the eye can see. You're at melee range, so actually you're going to have disadvantage on the dexterity saving throw to avoid it.
Okay. 6.
You do not avoid it. You are going to take... Boop. Oh, bad roll. Only 13 damage as you are thrown back by the force of the punch. It's basically like, a rocket punch. But this time, Enobarbus also releases his draconic breath. You see the air suddenly fill with strange, shiny particles, like thin strips of aluminum or some kind of reflective metal pieces that are now like a cloud in the air. I don't know if any of you know what this is, but that is his draconic breath weapon.
Every dragon fiberglass on us.
Every dragon has one of these type of abilities. And then at the end of the order, layer action, as all the dwarves who have gathered near the entrance of this cavern try to help their master, and they just begin hurling, rocks and hammers and just random stuff at you.
I do need a dex save from him as well.
Uh-oh. Okay. It's only fair. 22.
Okay, so he's going to take half from this. Half of 23, so what's that?
11.
12. 11, yeah.
Yeah, was that just your fire body armor?
Yeah, that's just, he is within like 10 feet of me, or I guess scaled up because now we're big dragon boys. So he's just on fire because of that.
Okay, you are all actually no save. You all take 12 damage from the crowd throwing stuff at you. Just hammers and anvils, rocks, just whatever they can get their hands on. Just dozens of dwarves are just hurling stuff at you. As it's Rex Maximus's turn again, and the air is filled with some kind of breath.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my Draconic Endurance, which immediately just gives me 40 temporary hit points. So Rex gets hit in the face with his tongue, and he just kind of rips it off and flexes as he's like bouncing these fucking anvils off of his back. And then he's gonna just savage Enobarbus again. So bite, claw, horns.
Ooh.
So 13, 25, and 30.
2 of those hit.
Okay. So then that will be claws. 28 and 28 and 21. That is 49 damage.
Ooh, nice big hit. Once again, the layer action activates as the security measures attack you once again. Dexterity saving throw.
5. Yeah, I'm getting shot.
You're getting shot a lot. You take, bad roll again, only 8 damage. So, yeah, this could be going a lot worse as you are all being attacked by just various technology. Like, the room is now flooding with drones that have been, all throughout the mountain and stuff. There's just, an enormous amount of strange technology in here.
Yeah, Rex is almost oblivious to it as he's just like, he's putting in, like, the fucking punch-out combos on Enobarbus.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, it's my turn.
This is not great. But what if I just tried doing the same thing again, but kind of better? So I'm going to attempt to cast Feeble Mind on this guy.
Yeah.
So you are going to take 46 damage off the rip.
So instead of having his intelligence and charisma scores reduced to 1, instantly becoming a drooling moron, falling off the ceiling, and being a little baby, he is going to use one of his legendary resistances to succeed instead.
Okay, he will still take the 13 psychic damage, though, from feeling that. And I guess it seems weird to do it, but DiCaprio is just going to shout that, like, I don't think it's going to even make sense because she can't hear her own words anymore, and she hasn't for long enough that she's probably not getting them perfectly right anymore. But I'm sure she is going to, like, shout some kind of taunt that's just like, "You're only making things worse for yourself, Enobarbus."
Yeah, Enobarbus seems to smile. It's hard to see him clearly because he keeps changing colors against the ceiling as he's moving and fighting Rex. The corona of fire obviously making huge parts of his body red and orange in various splashes. And he shouts out, "This is going to give me wonderful data." And you see the dwarves are setting up like big scanners as if to catch the fight. Once again, you probably don't even know what any of that technology means, but he seems.
Yeah, don't listen to her. This is fun.
He doesn't seem bothered. He seems like he's having fun, which is weird. Like if Doc Hop was here, maybe you'd be like, "Hey, let's all calm down and talk this out." But Rex and Enobarbus are like, "Yeah, let's go," and DiCaprio is just can't tell what's happening.
She has no idea what's going on.
Yeah, the inner, all the muscles and stuff inside your inner ear are soup. So
delicious. Love some ear soup.
So rapidly changing colors. We're going to have a big spell from Enobarbus on his turn now. Let me read to you something we never get to see: Prismatic Wall.
I remember this from season 10, or a version of this, I think.
A shimmering multicolored plane of light forms a vertical opaque wall up to 90 feet long, 30 feet high, and 1 inch thick, centered on a point you can see within range. So this huge, colorful rainbow wall with 7 different layers. Roy G. Biv appears to block Rex Maximus from his quarry, Enobarbus. All these layers have different properties all in front of you.
Interesting you say that because I do still have my reaction, so I am going to attempt to counterspell that.
Oh, no. Okay, do you want to do counterspell correctly where you roll, or do you want me to do it?
What's more dramatic?
I think me.
Okay, then you roll it.
All right, so I got to beat 19?
Yes.
Okay. For the audience, we've just decided this is a funnier way to do it. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
19 exactly!
Wow, what a bitch!
Holy shit.
Quinn, this is where you double check your sheet and realize it was a 20 that needed
beating.
beating.
Yeah, Austin, 20 was the number. I forgot about my bonus from the Astro sleep.
Okay, so I love this. So now the whole ceiling becomes a aurora borealis of colors. You completely lose sight of Enobarbus. He is just gone as far as you two are concerned. And there's this shimmering wall above you. That's going to be the end of the order, and we're going to have another layer action as the various drones that have entered the room, like small flying robots, begin shooting at both of you. Dexterity saving throw.
I'm assuming he's not physically next to me, so he's not taking the corona damage?
Correct.
Okay.
3.
1.
You both take only 8 damage. A lot of these things, just a bullet fired from a normal gun is like an annoyance. You know, it's like a big mosquito to you, so could be a lot worse. But we're back to Rex. Now, your normal strategy of just running in and going complete sicko mode seems to have been stymied for the moment. What do you do?
This is difficult because now he has to think. The only thing I can really think of off the top of my head to try to find Enobarbus is, well, he's already, he did originally crit on the perception check to find him when we were, first coming here. So I think he knows, like, the vague kind of shimmering, that Enobarbus, like, gives off when he's, like, invisible. But the only other thing I can think of is that he has this active, like, corona of flame around him, right? So, in theory, once he starts seeing that, like, get physically stopped by something that he can't see, that's probably an invisible dragon. So he's just going to, like, sweep the area, I guess, until he starts to notice where Enobarbus is.
So I will say, he's on the other side of this wall, and there are 7 layers. You can attempt to pass through it, but it is going to, there's an effect for each layer.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that would do enough damage, probably, if we tried to just run through it. But I also don't think I have anything to, because the first layer is a red, right?
Correct. Yeah, they're Roy G. Biv order.
Yeah, and if the way this works is the way I believe it does, I need to use cold damage to get rid of it, which Rex does not have. Is Rex dumb enough to just try to rip through the wall, is the question.
There are so many questions we love to ask here on Dice Funk.
Yeah, I just need a second to think.
If you need to think, let's cut back to Laura, who's been patiently waiting.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, me. What am I up to?
Yeah, you're in this dark hallway, lit only by a couple of, like, guttering torches as the sounds of dwarves recede into the background, going to witness and help at the big dragon fight. The hallway is filled with steam from Gertrude, who has granted your first wish. I've made a tally mark in my paper notebook I'm using this season.
Did she ever confirm how many I get?
3. I believe she said 3. If she didn't, I'll say 3 now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She's a classic style genie. And as the steam clears, you see Keeper the Kobold in the scales. I was going to say flesh. I guess lizards still have flesh, but flesh is under the scales. Standing in decent armor. It's you saw him wearing kind of a uniform of some renown, leading the other kobolds at Rosaline's lair, still wielding the sword with the blood red blade, and he appears to be alive and in front of you.
Hello, small one. Very, very, very sorry. Forgot that you were small and squishy. Did not mean any offense. You're not feeling any weird ill effects of me having trusted a genie to fix your whole thing?
Oh, my word. Rosaline, may her wings shelter me. I don't know what came over me. I was in a dark place and overcome with such compulsion and anger.
I mean, that's fair. I did sort of just kill you unintentionally. I'd be a little pissed off if someone sneezed me dead.
He looks around as if expecting to see something or someone else, and then looks down at the sword and grimaces a little bit and says,
Rosaline, preserve me. I've unsheathed the blade.
I'm assuming it's a cursed sword.
Of course, everything in her hoard is deeply, deeply cursed. This is...
Like, cool curse or bad curse?
Like most curses, it is, multifaceted. This is a sword known as the Finger of the War God. It must taste blood before it can be resheathed.
I mean, you could just, stab yourself on the finger a little bit. Would that do it? Just do a little pinprick?
Unfortunately, it must be bathed completely. So, this is kind of awkward.
Yeah, this is kind of awkward. I didn't really think about the fact I only had 3 of these. I used one of the 3 on this, huh?
Oh, forgive me.
Does it have to be me? Does it have to be me? Could you stab someone else with it?
That's a great question. Can you roll religion for me, Doc Hop?
Yeah. Religion. 7.
Yeah, 7, you don't know. I will say that Keeper says,
I've only ever used this against the enemies of Rosaline, so in those cases, their blood sated its thirst. I've never tried to bypass the intention before. I mean, perhaps the curse can be tricked, but there may be dire consequences.
By looking at this thing, can I tell how much damage it would do? Is this like I could transform into a dragon and just let you stab me? And, like, lose, like, 4 HP and be fine?
I'll say with a 7, you're not 100% sure, but you're assuming that this is like a badass legendary weapon with consequences for playing around with it. If you'll recall, when you killed Keeper the first time, we had like a 10-minute conversation about whether you took it, and I was like, think carefully, this is a big decision.
So, Polymorph can be cast on a creature I can see within range. Does that include me? Am I a creature I can see within range?
Yes, that is the case.
Yeah, cool. And if I, while polymorphed, get stabbed and go down to 0 HP, I just go back to my regular form with my regular HP, correct?
Yep.
Cool, I cast polymorph and tell this friend to just stab me.
All right, what do you polymorph into?
I don't know, me with a big target that says stab here?
Fair enough. When you say me, do you mean your actual steel dragon body, or do you just mean a different dragonborn?
No, I mean the dragonborn form for now.
Okay, a bigger buffer. It's like that meme is like Derek and Cool Derek or whatever.
Yeah, just really trying to satisfy the cursed sword, being like, hey, you killed Cool Me.
All right. Yeah, Keeper seems hesitant to stab you. I think you identified yourself to him at Rosaline's lair as being Orlando's child. So he's like, this is like if you were, a Christian and Jesus was like, yeah, no, it's fine. Just run it right in there. Dog.
Hey, if Jesus would probably agree to that, he'd be back in a couple days. It'd be fine.
Fine, you're stabbing Paul.
He literally did agree to that. That was, I guess he makes him Longinus in this situation. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, we ball. Keeper, eyes half closed, rams his blood-red cursed blade, the finger of the war god, through your chest, coating it fully with blood, and then he pulls it out, quickly splattering the ground with your blood. I assume it hurts like all hell.
Oh yeah, it's not fun.
And you lose the polymorph and fall to a knee as your magic fails. I think maybe even the shock just completely transforms you back into a young adult steel dragon for a moment.
Oh gosh. That do it?
Oh, let me try your Orlando-ness.
And Keeper looks for the sheath, which I guess is compelled to come with the sword, and he is able to put it away without incurring some kind of terrible cursed cost. So yeah, it appears to have worked.
Okay. And Genie didn't fuck anything up. This is good knowledge. I'm still gonna be cautious, but hooray!
Gertrude hoves into your vision from above, like she was like watching from a bird's eye view, and she just suddenly falls down. She's upside down, eye to eye with you, and she says, "What, you thought I was gonna mess with you on the first wish? The first hit's free. Everyone knows that."
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. What if I just, when we next have time off, I use Wish 2 to free you?
We could be best friends.
Yeah, then we can just hang out and I never have to make Wish 3 where you fuck everything up for me and I can't turn it back.
We can go on so many adventures, and then we can kiss, and then...
I don't see any way in which you could twist this one. Okay. Doc's gonna consider the possibility. That yeah, maybe that works.
Laura, you're being baited with the idea of a kiss. Yorsky knows your weaknesses.
Yeah, I want to kiss every fantasy creature. I've got a list of them. I've got to tick them off.
Can I get a perception check in this hallway real quick, Doc Hop, Steel Dragon?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
The fucking penalty is gonna be you're gonna get the fucking mumps.
11.
Yeah, you see Keeper looking around at the tunnel like they're expecting something or someone else. With an 11, you don't see anything. So
You good there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I thought I saw something. It's fine. It's dark in here.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get you killed. You might want to get out of here. I feel like shit's gonna go down soon, so you might want to skedaddle.
Aw, thank you so much. It is quite a hike to Rosaline's lair, but I'll make it.
It is. I recognize that, but also I'm probably about to become a dragon. I don't want to be used a wish to bring you back, and then I step on you accidentally. So
Yeah, that would be, of course, completely my fault. So don't even worry about it. I'll get going. Where are we?
I don't remember. One place is as good as another.
oh,
I guess from your perspective, when you could fly, I think it's probably gonna be like 6 weeks. Anyway, it's fine. I'll go. Bye.
Okay. Hey, if you wait like enough outside, and then I remember, I could probably pick you up, drop you off somewhere.
Oh, may Rosaline bless you. And
Just wave me down. You're quite small. You'll have to be quite loud.
Keeper bows quite obsequiously and then skedaddles off. Austin throws those ghost stats in the trash. Curry.
So I assume that's back to us now.
Uh-huh.
I had a thought. Is the wall keeping us in this cave? Did Enobarbus just back into a corner essentially and then put up a defensive wall?
The wall is completely covering the ceiling where
Okay.
he is hanging from. It is not blocking the entrance, no.
Okay. If he's doing that, I think Rex would look at this and try to puzzle it out for a minute. And he kind of gets bored. And he's like, well, if you're gonna play it that way, this isn't really fun anymore. I think he's just gonna go to leave.
Yeah, you can absolutely just leave. In fact, if your huge fiery body starts going towards the way you came in, towards the gate, dwarves will run screaming from your presence. DiCaprio Devereaux?
Yeah, I'm leaving as well. I have no real interest in being here at this point. If he's just gonna once I start to realize that we're being observed and he's enjoying this in some way, she's like, well, we're just gonna leave. Especially if he's blocked himself into the ceiling, he is kind of trapped himself almost in a way. She knows that this spell takes 10 minutes to go away, so she's like, well, we'll just leave now. But she is going to look for Humdug first. Humdrum.
Master Humdrum, yeah, in the crowd of dwarves, shield ready.
Yeah, can I just grab the shield from her?
You could certainly try. Let's, why don't you make a sleight of hand check?
So, actually, we might have a bit of a conflict here, because if we are being able to leave unmolested, I was gonna have Rex just fully kidnap Humdrum.
I mean, yeah, so you were on your way out, so I feel like that gives DiCaprio first dibs on this dwarf.
I will attempt to just take the shield for right now. But you need a sleight of hand check.
That is what I need, yeah.
All right. Yeah, no bonus. So just throwing it to the wind. 10.
Oh, 10. You fail. You try to reach out with your big, clumsy claw. She easily dodges between your fingers and is going to jump and ram this magical shield into your wrist of your big dragon hand. She is so small compared to you. You're not expecting much. Let me just roll a little bit. 13. That's going to do nothing, right?
I'm going to actually use one of my illusion abilities. So what was attacked was actually an illusionary duplicate.
Okay, yeah. So you're actually 5 feet to the side, but you don't grab the shield. But I want to make this all positioning very clear. Rex, you're leaving. You're exiting the scene. DiCaprio, you are staying behind to try to get this magic shield. That everyone agrees that that's the stakes of this.
I thought there was more room because I was gonna have Rex actively try to kidnap this dwarf, but yeah, I can just have him leaving.
Well, I mean, Rex might also just see that I'm there and realize that's where Humdrum is. Like, you were battling with Enobarbus before, so maybe you didn't realize it, and you're like, oh, there she is.
Yeah, I could have him just be farther away, I guess. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, DiCaprio isn't going to stop. Like, she is a full-on dragon, and she is going to try to obliterate this woman if she decides to keep taking, like, oh, no, I have to, hold on to this shield. DiCaprio's gonna be like, bitch, I gave you a chance. I made a little thing for you. I told you I'd send apprentices. If you decided that wasn't good enough for you, then I'm just taking the item. I'm a dragon.
Yeah, so we're in the order. Rex's turn was to leave. Yours was to try to take the shield, which failed. Now it's Enobarbus' turn. He is behind his own prismatic wall, and he fires out his sticky chameleon tongue. It hits you in the back, and he's going to try to pull you in and drag you through all 7 layers of the prismatic wall. A strength saving throw for that not to happen, DiCaprio Devereaux.
Oh, well, that's not going to go well. 13.
Yep, the sticky tongue hits you square in the back, and you are yanked backwards violently. It is very disorienting and painful, and you are going to hit the first layer of the prismatic wall and take a bunch of fire damage. That's the first one. I think the way that this prismatic wall, for the audience, a 9th level spell. So this is like time stop. This is one of the most fucked up things. I think I would be within my rights to drag you through all 7 at once, but I'm not going to do that. That seems extremely cruel. 10d6 fire.
I'm pretty sure I'm just dead no matter what, so I think you're good.
You think? In your full dragon form? No.
Well,
43 damage as you hit the red wall and are engulfed in flames.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you next round, Austin, things are gonna get wild.
I bet, yeah. Rex Maximus, you are at the, the big black magic gate, and you hear behind you a terrible yoinking. The yoinking heard round the world.
It's my teenage years all over again. Okay. I don't have a way to get rid of the wall or do anything like that. The only thing I could think to do if I have to actually fight Enobarbus at this time is make him let go of the ceiling. And the only way I could think to do that is to hit the wall so hard it shakes him off of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So what would I have to do this?
I mean, I think that's just a nature check, maybe? To see if you can figure out where to hit it to do that?
Can it be an athletics check to really just try to muscle through it?
You remember you took diplomacy or extra bonus in tectonics, so you get your super modifier.
Yeah, of course. I botched.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do here other than this.
Oh no! It's funny because the first arc I was like, damn, they ran through all of my enemies. Like there was no challenge at all. So I was wondering about this season if anybody was going to put up a fight. But if some of you are fleeing and bullying dwarves, then yeah, uncontested, these other dragons are going to roll you completely. So Rex Maximus spends his turn trying to trigger some kind of earthquake, some kind of fissure, something to mess with the Enobarbus. It does not work. DiCaprio Devereaux, you are about to be dragged into an orange wall of acid. Maybe kind of ironic considering your father. What do you think about that? It's your turn.
I'm going to fire the gun. I know it doesn't seem like it can work, but it's literally the only thing DiCaprio has left. She's just going to try to make it happen again.
Okay. Interesting. So the barrel is at 45 degrees. Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm like at legit like 2 hit points. I'm dying before I ever get to like halfway through this wall. So.
Whoa, this is so intense. So you're being pulled up into a huge orange wall of acid magic by this tongue towards this chameleon man, safe on the ceiling. He's grinning. All his dwarves are analyzing the fight with big like magic scanners. They're getting all this battle data. They're loving it. And you're gonna turn the gun and fire. It obviously blows up in your hand. There's no other way around it. I will say something you were told about artifacts. Capital A artifacts. They are indestructible. like the One Ring of
Sure.
J.R.R. Tolkien fame. So that means the super gun of Ogobogo is not an artifact. It is just a very powerful magic weapon.
Gun.
Yep, it fucking blows up. 37 damage. Well, I do think it gets you out of the grip, because if a gun in your hand blows up, I think the tongue retracts and you fall unconscious to the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat shit. I don't know if that's gonna make this guy realize that maybe he's like, oh, maybe I'm misreading the signs here, but I am dying at this point.
So yeah, you have been dropped to 0 hit points, so you are dying on the ground, not dead. We will get back to that in a second, because Enobarbus can't reach Rex with his tongue at the angle you are, so it's actually going back around to Rex. You see your sister fall out of the air, slam into the ground, sizzling from a combination of fire, acid, and whatever was inside the super gun of Ogobogo before it exploded and was destroyed completely forever.
Man, it was probably the astrolabe, wasn't it? It was like it was changing the time of day outside, and we just didn't know. I mean, what do I do here then? Let's see. DiCaprio's down. Have I technically used this full heal yet on this on the Pip-Boy?
You do not have it. At the beginning, I said all 3 items were lost in the rubble. So I gave you a choice of which one to pull out.
All right, fuck it. You're gonna break break this stupid gun that we've wasted all this time for, and just absolutely ruin his day when he's trying to leave. He's gonna start smashing the scanners. You don't get your goddamn data, asshole, if you're gonna stay up there.
Okay, yeah, I think they have armor class of 10, so I can't imagine you missing. If you roll, that's perfectly fine, but I assume you just start smashing them.
Yeah.
Actually, here's an interesting thing. After the first one you smash, you run to a second one, and Master Humdrum blocks your huge Titan Claw with her magic shield. Can you describe this item? It's come up so much, I feel like I don't have a clear mental picture of it.
Yeah, I think it's like a big tower shield, but instead of just like, a fucking rectangle, right? It's stylized into like a dwarf, like a fully bearded dwarven face. It's got like an open open yelling mouth on it. It's flowing with gold and dripping in gems and shit. It's like radiating abjuration magic, which is I think the type of magic that deals with like shielding and defenses.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. It's a big dwarven face, you said.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. So yeah, if your turn is spent smashing Enobarbus's equipment, you succeed to an extent, but then suddenly this very brave dwarf intervenes in a way that I don't know if it really surprises you. You know her pretty well, but that it takes a lot of moxie to just step in there.
Mm-hmm. Rex is gonna snort and go, "Nice try. I will step over you."
You may step over me, Master Maximus, but you will never be better than me, so I have already won.
I think Rex, like, with one of his claws that I'm assuming is blocked by this shield, will just start, like, pushing down on it and go, "The shield is indestructible, but your arms are gonna snap first."
Yeah, that's literally what I was thinking. It was like, yeah, mechanically speaking, the shield is completely impenetrable, but you do have to hold it, and you need arms to do that. So that's going to be kind of the point of failure. Meanwhile, Doc Hop, what are you up to?
I need to go check on how my siblings are doing. They've been gone a minute, huh?
They really have. You definitely hear roiling earth. You hear sounds of yelling. It's not at all a mystery where they are. You sent them back beyond the gate. The question is, are you a full steel dragon and using your wings, or are you just running on your little feet?
Yeah, fuck it, dragon mode. It's time.
Okay, I'm gonna move you into the fight up here. Let's delete Keeper. Keeper's ghost, at least, because he is left. Boop. So, Rex, you just took your turn attacking the scanner, so it is DiCaprio Devereaux' turn. For the first time this season, can I get a death saving throw? So that's a raw d20.
12.
12 is a success. If you succeed 3 times, you stabilize. If you fail 3 times, you die.
Look, I need you to survive this, because if you die on the first mission I'm in charge, it's gonna look real bad for me.
Yeah, that is 100% true.
I kind of hope I die so I can haunt you.
Oh, fuck.
Well, she'll just use another wish to turn
Actually,
you back.
yeah, I got a second wish. I'll bring you back. It'll be fine.
So, it's now Enobarbus' turn. He yells at you, Maximus. I can get no battle data for you attacking a dwarf. Face me, Scion.
Then get off the ceiling, asshole!
How can I understand the effectiveness of this technique if I abandon it?
The effectiveness is I walk away!
I do not negotiate with terrorists.
Your strategies are flawed!
Let us find out. He's going to try to hit you in the back with a tongue because you are attacking Humdrum and drag you into the prismatic wall. Strength contest.
Okay. Is this just a straight roll or a saving throw?
Either one, whatever you think is more interesting.
Saving throw, because that gives me an 11.
All right. There we go.
19.
All right, that succeeds. So the sticky tongue hits you in the back and tries to pull you away, you just dig your claws into the ground.
Actually, can I grab the tongue and yank him into the wall?
So it is, unless you have an ability that explicitly allows you to do that, you cannot do that on his turn. But there is something there. That's not nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously,
that's the only thing I could probably do to fight him at this point.
Yeah, his tongue clearly has some kind of immunity from the layers. You don't know all of his abilities, so I'll just say that it's not like every time he shoots his tongue out, he screams in agony,
Mm-hmm.
And now, because of your dimension door, Doc Hop, Steel Dragon, you can enter this chamber. It is fucking bedlam. There are dwarves everywhere. Rex has a tongue attached to his back and is clawing at a dwarf. DiCaprio is crumpled like Yamcha on the ground. What do you do?
Very quickly, has this chameleon had to do wisdom saves so far this fight?
I don't think so. Feeble Mind was intelligence and mostly strengths and dexterities.
Okay, I'm trying to work. I was trying to, it's a little metagame. I was trying to work out how good he is at wisdom if we knew that. Fuck it. I've got a new toy. Let's roll the dice on it. I'm pulling out one of those trading cards.
Oh, balls. As a dragon?
Yeah. Why the fuck not?
You're a level 20 warlock. And, oh no, I just remembered some of the stuff that's on here. Hold on.
Austin, I don't know what these cards do. All you told me was that they were for use in combat, because I'm not very good at combat. So I thought, fuck it, there's a fight to be done, I'll pull a card out. Did I misunderstand the purpose of these?
No, I just assumed that would be your level 1 tool, and then level 20 you'd use your dragon stats, but no, this is perfectly good.
I mean, look, I was considering trying to do dominate monster, but, I'm feeling like rolling the dice today.
Sure, roll a d20. I will say again, odds are bad, evens are good.
Evens are good. 12, that's an even.
What the fuck? Okay, you pull out one card, and it shows a river. It's like a raging river with a bunch of beavers building a dam on it. That's the art. The card is called Rebuild from Scratch, and its ability is one of your statistics becomes 20.
Oh, one sec. One of my abilities becomes 20.
One of your ability scores, yeah. That's what I wrote is one of your stats, which isn't clear enough, but that's what I meant.
Okay, so my charisma's already at 20, which would be my spell casting. What could I suddenly have be at 20 that would be beneficial? Sorry, I need to very quickly assess my Options here.
Some of these spells, some of these cards are like attacks that will use your turn, and some of them like this are just effects that you will apply when you do your turn. So you don't lose your turn, really. You just become really boosted when you enter the room, and then you can still do something.
Okay.
I would guess a dex save is probably going to be useful here.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Dexterity is already 18 for me. So it's not that much of a boost. My gut feeling, and I don't know how I would take advantage of this, but I'll work it out, is to bump my strength from a 12 to a 20.
Doc Hop shredded buff arc.
Doc Hop storms in, pulls out a trading card, gets buff, and then attempts to cast Dominate Monster. Fuck it, let's go for it.
Okay, I have to do a wisdom saving throw. I will say these hollow deck cards are enchanted so that they summon like magical constructs to fight the other cards in the card game. So suddenly there's like a dozen chittering beavers running around you, and they like are working. They seem to be like working on your body as if you're a dam.
Can they build me some little wooden armor that makes me look all strong?
Yeah, they basically build you ethereal armor all around you. When they dissipate, you will just be strong. And I'm going to roll a wisdom save against domination. 17. What is your spell save?
That won't do it. 19 is what you needed to beat.
Uh-oh, I'm going to have to use my second legendary resistance. Like most boss monsters, he has 3. If he loses another one, I think this fight is over.
One sec. Can I counterspell a legendary resistance? I don't think so, can I?
Unfortunately not.
No. Okay, that's fine. Well, I got one of them down.
No, but that was good, though. So you enter the room, buff as shit.
And I just point and I go, stop this right the fuck now.
Yeah, and he says, oh no, I almost stopped this right now. I do not want to do that. Tricky Orlando siblings. Always got so many tricks.
Okay. Can I try to, I guess, yank him down from the ceiling? Or just really beat the shit out of his tongue? I'd be fine with that.
So yeah, you can try something here. Are you just asking for just like a strength contest?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right, yeah. He's not the strongest. All right, let's go. This is just strength. 16.
Oh my god, 9.
Wow. I really assumed that was fucking doomed. So yeah, you try to yank on his tongue, and it slips out. It's like slimy and gross. And
you say he's not good at this. He has the exact same modifier I do.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, dragons are just really strong. I guess I just think of your character as being particularly muscle bound.
He is exactly as strong as Hop is now, so you know.
Yeah. All right, if that's the end of your turn, DiCaprio Devereaux's death saving throw.
9, so I fail one.
Oof. 1 success and 1 failure. Now it is Enobarbus' turn. And this room, I mentioned this many years ago when we started this episode, is filled with shining strips of metal, this kind of chaff that is kind of floating here. And suddenly it all begins crackling with electricity. Now that everybody is here, Smash Bros, everyone's here. Constitution saving throw, as everyone is hit with a low electrical charge that floods the whole room.
15.
14.
Ooh, all right. Only Doc Hop fails. You are stunned. You lose your turn as electricity runs through your body and your muscles refuse to respond.
Do I have anything good for this? Give me like 1 sec. Probably not, but continue. My apologies.
No, you're good. Layer actions as Rex Maximus and Doc Hop are shot by drones and turrets, as landmines are going off. All the technology that Enobarbus has here set up as traps begins activating to defend him.
Dex. 14 again.
You both take 11 damage as you're shot with red-hot lead. And we're actually going to skip Doc Hop and go back to Rex because Doc is electrocuted.
Can I pick up one of the scanners and throw it at the wall?
At the wall or at him?
at the prismatic wall, because I can't throw it at him. It's just gonna hit the wall.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, yeah. If he's not gonna come down here, like, it's the only other thing I can do, and I don't want to repeat stuff I've done before.
Sure. Yeah, the mechanics of the prismatic wall, you don't need to roll anything. You have to do X amount of cold damage to get through it, and throwing a scanner is not cold damage. So
he's just trying to destroy his stuff to force him to come down. Do literally anything that will allow me to do something.
DiCaprio, what is your? You have one save and one fail.
Yes, correct.
Oh wow, we're getting down to it, audience. If you don't know, 3 fails.
I mean,
is permanent death.
To be noted, because I have one of each, I can either be alive or dead next turn if I crit or botch. So, fun stuff.
Woo! Spicy boss fight, high stakes dragon adventure.
So that's my turn then.
If Rex is out of ideas, if Rex is done.
I mean, if that would be my standard, actually, the only other thing I can do is stand over DiCaprio and keep anything from falling on her.
I've rolled a 6, so it's another fail.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
I mean, I can't possibly roll another 6 or worse next turn. So
let's all just say things like that.
Yeah, it's completely impossible.
As long as I'm not stunned, I'll come sort you out.
At least it doesn't matter if I have a botch next round. I would die anyway.
Oh dear. All right, it is Enobarbus' turn. This prismatic wall lasts for 60 turns, so that's just not an issue. It's amazing. It's not a concentration, although I guess a player wouldn't want to lose their 9th level spell that easily. Strength contest. Doc Hop, as a giant sticky tongue shoots out, hits you in the chest, and tries to drag you up into the prismatic wall.
Oh, strength contest, you say?
Oh, I forgot your buff. Fuck.
Yay!
Oh, no! I botched! No! No! Please, buff Hop, no!
Yeah, I want to pull this fucker off the ceiling.
Yeah. Are you gonna roll?
Sorry, yeah, I got overexcited. A botch happened.
I forgot.
Plus 8, that's what's plus 5. Okay, yeah, plus 5. 20.
Oh my god, 20 versus botch. Yeah, so the tongue hits you, tries to drag you up. This is a complete coincidence. The fact that you drew that card that maxed your strength has nothing to do with the fact I botched, but it feels like it does, as you just grab it with a steel claw and yank him down. He hits all 7 layers, but has some kind of immunity to them, which is the reason his tongue isn't, being annihilated every time he does that. But he is going to fall off the ceiling and become vulnerable. I think you can slam him into the ground for some damage here.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to do. Let's just say that you could do like a Eldritch Blast follow-up attack here.
Okay, the first is a 20.
Uh-huh.
The second's a crit 31.
Oh, Lord.
The third is a 21. The fourth is a botch 12.
Okay, so the botch and the crit will cancel each other out. You do hit 3 times.
Okay.
So 3d10 damage, I think?
3d10 plus 15 because I automatically do plus 5 damage on a hit.
Yeah, and this is all still from Enobarbus' turn. This isn't even Hop's turn.
So that's 27 damage on Enobarbus' turn.
All right, so you yank him off the ceiling, he slams into the ground, and then you start just magicking the hell out of him. It's your turn, in fact. So I will say, are these Eldritch Blasts your breath weapon, or do you cast the Eldritch Blast just by waving your hand, or what's it look like?
I think these Eldritch Blasts are out of the trash bag of holding. This is items that used to be in Hop's hoard, but have become too run down to keep in the hoard. They're not lovable treasures of trash anymore. They're just trash. So some of those are being magically propelled.
I love that. Random bullshit go.
Yeah, random bullshit go. And happy to have done some damage outside of her bit of turn. I'm gonna send Hop to go over and do a medicine check to go and try and stabilize her sister.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, you just need to get a 10 to keep DiCaprio from dying permanente. Kaiser permanente.
14.
Pay me the picture. Yeah, you save her life.
Yeah, I run over and start doing, I don't know, magic CPR, and just be like, hey, we need you to wake up. Can't have you dying on my first mission in charge. Couple of little slaps around the face to get her woken up.
I think DiCaprio's just like, she still can't hear. So she has no idea what's happening. Like, I think she is in like a pure chaos state almost, right?
So you wake up chaotically being slightly slapped. Hopefully, like, knowing that it's a loving slap.
You can always tell when it's family.
Cool. I assume going and doing this used my turn up.
Yeah, no, it was a great use of your turn now. So Rex Maximus, Enobarbus is now vulnerable on the ground.
Kill.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, what can you 1v1 him before he does some other fucking bullshit?
All right, let's see here. This is going to be bite, claw, horn. 23, 29, 27.
All three hit.
All right, and I'm using my bonus action to activate my fire frenzy. So I'm doing additional fire damage on every hit. Okay, I have to do some math here. 1 second.
Sure, yeah.
He also needs to make a Constitution save or be stunned if he survives this.
23 on the con save.
97 damage.
Wowzers, Bowsers. Wow. Okay, you hit a certain threshold. He doesn't die immediately, but what happens is, well, paint me the picture of you just beating his ass up and down the treasure chamber for a second here.
Yeah. You know the part in Godzilla versus Kong where Godzilla just gets on all fours and starts ripping the shit out of King Kong?
Yeah.
It's that, followed by Rex grabbing onto him, onto his neck with his jaws, and getting him in the Charizard seismic toss as he fucking circles the ceiling and slams him into the ground.
Yeah, you slam him into the ground. He's like almost at your mercy. It seems like you could go for a killing blow pretty soon. It seems like you're going to win the fight, basically. You're at the cusp of me asking lethal or non-lethal when he is going to transform into a dwarf. The same way the three of you take on humanoid small folk forms, his body morphs and kind of twists around until he becomes like his small folk, actually a pretty regal looking. He has like clovers tied in his beard. He's like a very stately dwarf. I'm going to put a picture because I have this ready. And one of the other dwarves steps out of the crowd at the front of the tunnel here, because there are all these dwarves have been standing around like Master Humdrum. DiCaprio Devereaux, half conscious, deaf. You do recognize this dwarf, the gray dwarf, who stands out now, holding the big coat that you gave him, and he drapes it over Enobarbus dwarf's shoulders. If you'll recall last episode, you used distort value, and you gave it to this guy, and he said, "Oh, this will make a great present." And he left, and he now puts it over Enobarbus' shoulders, who addresses you. So now there's like three dwarves at the head of this huge group here. There's Master Humdrum, Enobarbus, and the Grey Dwarf, who you know as Safety Certificates. But Enobarbus addresses the three of you and says, "That was quite the demonstration of power. I have gained much valuable data. Son and daughters of Orlando, what is it that you require of me?"
Rex will give a sidelong glance to Hop because she's in charge.
The three of you all are huge fucking dragons, covered in blood and scratches, and just towering over this dwarf man. Now addressing you.
Hop is gonna look to both siblings and see, presumably, that they don't have an artifact currently retrieved from here, and is gonna go, "Did you two find what we were here looking for?"
Thought we did. We didn't.
Hop doesn't know that you have other potentials, but they're in the rubble, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you make that much clear that you do know there is a potential artifact here, and roughly where we could probably dig for it?
Yeah, Rex will say, found two other things. I don't know what they are.
Well, what we want then is a hand digging out this rubble so we can find what we came for.
Honor compels me to defend my lair, but my word, my bond with your father, compels me to surrender any dangerous artifacts. You are entitled to this. And he waves a dwarven hand as if to say, like, if there's something illegal here, take it.
Cool. Hop's gonna look to the two who would know what we're looking for in the trash. So there's what, two potential items? The astrolabe and
The Pip Boy, which I guess the way we should actually be testing these magic items if we don't immediately want to take them is just to try to break them.
Yeah, I will say now that you're not under threat, all these dwarves just watch you dig through the rubble, kind of smugly, like they don't help, which is maybe rude.
Can I use mass suggestion to make 12 of them help?
I would say all of them except for Enobarbus, Safety Certificus, and Master Humdrum.
Fine, I won't magically compel the three of them to help.
Well, I think if you use mass suggestion, I think Enobarbus just shields like his inner circle.
Okay.
You get some of them. They help you dig. I mean, that's a good character moment because, like, yeah, Doc Hop is someone who's willing to compel people. That you did that, I think, in the giant fight in episode 1, and you tried it in this fight.
And
I like that.
I do like the idea. It would have been really funny to be like, I'm honor bound not to help with this. Fucking help.
Yeah, no, it's good. A bunch of dwarves help you specifically and dig up the healing device, which I guess we can just call a Pip-Boy, and the astrolabe, both of which are completely undamaged, unblemished, unscratched. It's very strange. Should be impossible.
Well, an entire mountain fell on them and they're fine, which means that they're probably artifacts. You'll potentially get these back if we decide to replicate them.
In what way do my items threaten the safety of the Cookie Mountains?
You have an item here that would effectively allow you to endure any sort of trauma or danger and just keep swinging at anyone you feel so inclined to try to kill.
If you feel you must take it, this is your choice, son of Orlando.
Oh, it's not my choice. It's hers. And he's just going to jerk a thumb towards Hop. He's not making the calls here.
Really? You're gonna pull this bullshit. I sent the two of you on this bit of the mission because I trusted you to do this bit of the mission.
Yeah, and you're here now, so make the choices.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't the one that was around to make the assessment of these things, was I?
I do have a question, just to clarify. The writ of the rule is that you can have an artifact as long as it's not going to endanger the entire mountain range. Is that correct?
Yeah, the law is written with a big interpretive wiggle room. It's like if you were UN weapons inspectors, you're sent to find weapons of mass destruction. Well, what's a weapon of mass destruction? What does that mean? People just kind of arbitrarily decide. There's not like danger particles you can measure, you know?
Yeah. So to be clear, like, can you reiterate how this healing thing works? Like, if you've got this thing strapped to you, can you basically make yourself unkillable, or could you get one? Like, is there a limit to how frequently you're healing yourself, or is this just like, oh, I took some damage, didn't get one hit killed, I'm back.
Yeah, I will say for your human level 1 characters, if you decide to take this item one way or another, basically it will give you full heals for your human size characters. Dragons are too big and complicated for it to be that useful, but like a tricorder in Star Trek, it's you like point it at someone, beep beep beep, they're healed.
And is it like a once per day use, and it would have to recharge?
No, I think it'll just mean after every fight, your level 1 characters will all be healed. So we won't have to worry about hit dice.
Yes. So I guess what I'm putting here is less about mechanically what it will do for us, and picture-wise what its existence would pose to the setting.
Yeah, no, I think I mean I want to leave some of this open, but I think something that Dan said was like, you replicate this, and now someone has an invincible army of demons or something. Like imagine Sauron's orc army, but they're all invincible.
Yeah, I guess that is also a concern with an item like this, where someone could try to just replicate it only for themselves, in secret.
Yeah, is that a thing that someone outside of us reclaiming these objects? Is it a potential that someone else could find a way to duplicate them en masse?
Yeah, that I'd say the fact that you don't know all the possible dangers is why the moral dilemma is juicy, because there are infinite possibilities for misuse, and the question is...
Cool. In that case, I'm going to suggest we take this item with the aim of destruction because of the risk it poses to creating a very dangerous army if infinitely duplicated by the wrong people.
Even without an army, what you could effectively have is, if you've got, like, some small folk with some gas in them, you've got a really good effective hit squad that's not going to go down very easily at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you could just keep sending them into people's lairs and just have them walking through traps.
Yeah. So, yeah, without further context of space for the astrolabe, this is what I'm going to suggest we take.
Fine by me, if it gets us out of here.
Yeah, DiCaprio unfortunately can't really hear the argument, but I imagine she is already kind of distantly sort of standing off to the side as it is.
I feel bad for Quaid because, you're playing your character, very faithfully, and it's like, well, I can't have fun.
I'm having fun. I just can't hear. So I'm imagining the conversation they're having, and it's about how cool I am.
Yeah, we see the conversation from your perspective, and you're just like, DiCaprio's so smart, so strong, so cool.
I mean, look, Hop walked in and was like, "Oh, what are the things the dangerous things we came for?" And whatever the fuck blew this room up wasn't the answer. She's gonna pick from what's left. I guess.
When's DiCaprio gonna realize we could just turn her small and use this to fix her hearing? Oh, I guess she wouldn't know that because of the deaf.
I was gonna say, she doesn't know what it does. She doesn't know there's a magic healing thing. You motherfucker do. You've done this entire segment. You've known there's an I heal quit button.
Even if she's in dragon form, can we use this on one ear, then use it on the other? Just use it one ear at a time.
Rex is just gonna walk up to DiCaprio and start yelling, "Small, get small."
Are you still big?
Yeah, but he's doing got his two claws up and he's doing putting them together small. Read my lips, my scaly dragon lips.
The floor? What's wrong with the floor?
Hey, I use message to magically message my sister and say, "Hey, get small so we can fix your ears."
Yeah, then she will gladly go. Well, she's gonna take a moment to give a look that you can't tell. There's some level of disgust in it, but she's not properly conveying which kind, and then she will get small.
Yeah, then we fix her ears.
Cool. I gotta give a small folk a lift home on the way back, but otherwise we're good, right?
Wait, what happened? What happened?
Oh, I dodged a boss fight with a ghost.
What? I don't even know what you mean by that. I meant with Enobarbus. He was trying to kill us.
Oh, yeah, no, we kicked Enobarbus' ass.
So...
You were dying, I fixed you, it's fine.
What's happening with the artifacts? The gun is destroyed. It couldn't have been one.
Yeah, the other two intact. We're taking the healing thing because potential for creating a very hard to kill army seems like a problem.
Yeah, real surprised that the gun wasn't it. I mean, it did cave in this entire cavern.
Also, yeah, I didn't know there was a gun. A gun sounds like what I would have expected it to
Wasn't.
be, but
Shocking.
yeah. But yes, I've got to give a small folk a lift back, but that will mean us swinging by the curse place. You might get to go check your coin out.
I guess I haven't done my fiending check for that coin. Am I like super lured by that part of it, or can I be greedy and try to steal something from this vault?
Oh. I mean, as far as stealing, you can just make a character choice for that. I will say, as far as the coin, we can do a constitution check if you want to keep fighting it. I thought maybe that we had reached a point where you're like, no, I'm committed to the coin lifestyle.
I mean, she wants that coin, but she can't get it. She's trying to get rid of that curse.
Uh-huh. So yeah, if you want to roll constitution for coin, feel free.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to fail a roll and fiend for coin.
No, if you choose not to roll, then no, you are just consumed by thoughts of coin.
Okay, well, I crit on that, so I am resisting the coin. I'm taking something from this vault.
Yeah, there's a whisper of the coin, but you were actually deaf during that part, so you didn't hear it.
The coin was trying to talk to me, but it was just like the ringing in my ear. There was nothing going on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I could try to take. I'm going to try to take the astrolabe.
Yeah, I will say that you are entitled to take the astrolabe. There is no consequences or checks for that. If you want to if you still want to steal from Enobarbus outside of the Gladys Accords, that is a different thing. But if you want the astrolabe, you're entitled to it.
Last chance to try to get that shield.
Steal.
I mean,
it's either that or you can steal the toothbrush. It plays tunes while you brush your teeth.
I don't know if I'm interested in the toothbrush. I do kind of want the shield, but I think the shield I kind of lost my chance to get.
Yeah, I will say if you all are going to leave, like on the way out, Master Humdrum will give you a look of disappointment, as if to say, I was going to take you on as my student until you tried that shit.
Is there a chance that we can that Rex can get like Humdrum alone, like off to the side, his cabin as they're leaving?
I think the Humdrum will not leave Enobarbus's and safety certificates aside for safety, but if you want to talk to them, you can.
All right, damn. If she's not willing to have a private conversation, read be incredibly abductable, then no. Rex is not gonna waste time. He just wants to get out of this fucking place.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Shield is still an objective that can be pursued over the course of the season, but everyone is on too high of alert right now.
Are we done here? Can we end this absolutely horrid day?
I think we're done. I'd like us to be done. I want to be done so that we can end the whole vibe that this one has been.
Why? Everything went so swimmingly.
You've both been being weird, and I want this to be normal. So I'm ready to be not here doing
Okay,
this.
bye. I'm taking the personal shaft, and Rex just leaves as soon as he's told that he can just go.
Yeah, off we go.
Yeah, you all take the personal shaft, turning into big dragons. Where are you going? So, or at least who are you going to? Because I know you don't have every peak in the mountains memorized necessarily. But let's say, where are you going to? What's the word I'm looking for? I guess you're going to Rosaline's to drop off Keeper. Do we need any scenes or stuff there? Because that can be a thing.
I don't feel the need for any scenes necessarily. If Keeper wants anything, then but
I think Rex actually avoids like getting close to his mom's lair. Like maybe he's flying a little bit farther out of the way because he knows how she is, and he doesn't want her going, "Oh, why are you so scratched up? What happened, my poor baby?" He's just not in the mood for it.
Yeah, I guess that's more of a question for DiCaprio, because this is where.
Yeah, do I want that coin?
Yeah.
Gotta get that coin. I think she crit on it, so I think she's going to resist the urge to go there, knowing that she will gain a lot more showing up with a cursed item to impress Rosaline with. She knows she's not really in her graces at this point.
Okie dokie. So if Doc Hop stops at the volcano, drops off Keeper, he thanks you profusely, kisses your feet and runs off back to the volcano to resume his service there.
Hey, before you go, actually, my sister cursed to really, 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 really desire this one coin. If you could find out if there's a way to sort that I'd appreciate that.
The coin we killed you over?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that one.
He says, "Oh, the Zahir? That's mine."
Yeah, do you know how one would not want it?
Keeper looks you dead in the eye. You're a dragon. He's a kobold. Looks you dead in the eye and just says,
"The Zahir is mine."
And then he runs into the volcano.
Yeah, but I saved your life. Help me to not have my sister murder you for it.
The Zahir is mine. Goodbye.
Yeah, I want to let it be yours. Help me let it be yours. Fucking small folk.
I told you, quickest way to remove a curse is die.
Well, apparently that one dying didn't get rid of the curse.
That's okay. I think this is the part where you hear Gertrude giggle. It says, "You said to restore him to the previous condition before the acid when he was deeply cursed."
Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, that is as far as like loophole negative consequences for a wish go. That's actually pretty okay. Like. Yeah, he's cursed, but he was cursed before. It's not my... I didn't cause the curses. It's fine.
She's giggling up a storm. She's slapping her thighs.
You know what, actually? I kind of want to give you a high five for that one. That's harmless, but you did get me.
Hell yeah. DiCaprio and Rex, we're ending this arc. Is what we got to do the outro. Got to put a bow on it. Where are you going? Who are you talking to? What's this look like?
I guess this is where we would go talk to Dad and drop off this object for him to have it be destroyed.
Yeah. So are the three of you all going together?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Hop would have to be there because this was like her mission.
Yeah.
It'd be wild for her to be like, yeah, I did it. Anyway, I'm not gonna go report.
So the three of you go looking for your dad at his lair. This is kind of nature preserve sanctuary. He's not there. You fly around for a bit, and eventually you smell smoke, and you go in that direction, and you find what appears to have been a small folk settlement and some foothills that has been completely devastated. There are corpses everywhere. All of their structures are completely demolished, and you see your dad sitting kind of like what was in the town square, and he's just eating a couple horses, just pensively, like the way you might nibble at some peanuts.
Father? Daddy? I can't remember. Do I call him Daddy?
I think you did.
Yeah, Daddy?
Orlando kind of looks over to you, mouthful of horse, and says, "Yes, DiCaprio, have you come to disappoint me again?"
What? She's going to just almost be taken aback by that. I don't understand. We just came. What happened here?
Someone let some humans into the mountains. They've been nesting for some time. It's embarrassing how far they got.
Do I need to do a history check? Do we know? Did we fuck up and let any humans out into something?
Yeah, history check?
Yeah, let me,
Oh shit. I'm trained in this one.
Are we considered to still be our dragon? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you're all three dragons.
6.
14. Wish I had rolled a 3 on my plus 11.
Yeah, was that a 12 from you, Dan?
Yep.
With above average, I'll say that none of you three have specifically known about this. Like, it's not like he told you to do something and you failed to do it. It's just like, oh, when you run a big, kingdom, essentially, sometimes things happen, and he's being a fucking dick.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's just gonna kind of be taken aback by that. Like, I think it stings her quite a lot to be thought of by her dad like that.
I think Rex is also a little bit taken aback by that too, because like from his eyes, I don't think DiCaprio's done anything wrong. Like,
yeah, I think Hop's gonna chime in and be like, "Hey, I thought we'd all been doing really well recently."
Which is why you were all on the same page about the Navineral's disc, yes?
Rex will just say, I gave it over to Hop for her to do what she pleases with, which I assume is turn it over to you now.
But you tried to hide it from them and you were discovered. Either execute your secret plans undiscovered or work as a team. The only unacceptable approach is the one you landed on.
I think Hop's gonna step forward and go, the not working as a team was on me. I apologize. There was playful teasing going on between siblings, and I got defensive, and it is on me that we weren't cohesive. I will apologize.
I think your dad is like playing with the horses at his feet. Most of them are dead, probably. Maybe a human's like crawling away, towards like a smoking tent, and he just casually picks them up and eats them, still alive, and says, "Rex, you are my son. You must think for yourself. I give you responsibilities, and you must rise to them. The disc is a powerful item. You could use it, you could bargain with it, it is leverage. Don't be a coward."
Oh, I don't think he says anything, but he's fucking seething at that assertion.
I say, I think DiCaprio is going to kind of she's gonna like push up her glasses, kind of like, go from that like vulnerable look to immediately like put on the mask kind of moment, just be like, and is that your evaluation for all of us then, that we're not ready?
That depends. How was Enobarbus's lair? You've all come to me, all your wings and claws intact. So, I must assume good news.
The mission was a success, and I have my siblings to thank for that. They did fantastic work, and we came back with an artifact.
Presumably you show him the astrolabe and the Pip-Boy that you brought? You brought both?
I offer the Pip-Boy. I don't mention the astrolabe. I've learnt my lesson. I'm not gonna be shitty about if someone else has got another fucking artifact. I don't want this to be a point of fighting with the siblings. I honestly, at this point, Hop is just cool. You made the point. I'm sorry. I just want us to get on. So Hop will present the Pip-Boy, and we'll leave anything else that's being presented to anyone else.
I'm trying to think what's the more interesting character decision. If DiCaprio just really thinks there's something unique about this astrolabe and hides it for herself, or if she's just like, I'm just going to present this for potential brownie points as another thing to be like, oh, this is nothing or whatever. I think she's not going to show anything because she doesn't have any reason to believe this is an artifact. So I don't even think she would get anything from saying something to her dad.
I mean, does she have the knowledge that it wasn't destroyed in the rubble? to know it's an artifact.
Right, but it would just seem like we've kind of robbed Enobarbus for no reason. If he goes, and why is this dangerous, or should it be replicated? And we go,
Okay, yeah. It's when you say it's not an artifact, you mean it's not an artifact that is dangerous for submission.
We can't. There's nothing to gain by showing it, knowing we don't actually know what it does. We would just kind of be embarrassing ourselves at that point. So I think DiCaprio.
I understand.
Yeah, DiCaprio is going to keep the existence to the astrolabe to herself.
Perfect. So add that to your inventory there, DiCaprio. You present the medical device, and he looks at it, regards it, and says, "So, what is your judgment regarding this artifact?"
Given that we are capable of replicating magical artifacts of this nature, it is not outside of the question that others might be capable of doing the same. This artifact's danger lies not in necessarily its individual use, but in its potential for creating powerfully unkillable armies that could pose a threat that would be very difficult to deal with. The suggestion is that we bring this for destruction rather than replication.
Interesting. He picks it up, rolls it around in his big dragon hand, and says, "It would take a specific set of circumstances to unmake an item so infused with ancient magic, but I have a way to dispose of even the most indestructible artifact in existence, if you will follow me."
I have no reason not to follow.
Yeah. He takes to the air with a little bit of difficulty, maybe full of horse meat, and starts flying to the east.
Can I talk to Rex real quick?
Of course.
I think you might actually have to do it at a more of a distance than you're used to. There is an aura of heat around him.
I think she is going to wait for a moment after Dad takes off to kind of look towards Rex and just be like, "Rex, is everything all right?"
I just don't see the point
in keeping an item like the disc to yourself.
I don't see the point in ruling as a king and then not enforcing the rule.
I think I've always kind of understood it as sort of a tit for tat, a sort of rule you put in place to make sure nobody gets into a big fight and messes up the sort of status quo that everyone enjoys. So I have to play it like it is a game. I feel as though, Rex, you're somebody who just earnestly believes that dragons should just stomp their fists and whoever is the strongest gets the way they want.
All this does is encourage people. All this does is benefit dragons smart enough to hide and stab you in the back with the exact items that he will not punish someone for keeping a secret. You want to talk about safety? This is a massive blind spot.
Is that truly the most important thing you have on your mind right now, Rex, about all of this?
I think Rex takes a breath, and he's been gouging holes in the ground with his claws, right? And goes, "I'm not Hop. I'm not you. I'm never gonna beat you in a game of wits. I'm never gonna be smart."
You don't need to be smart, Rex. I'm watching out for all of us. But you have to understand, we are moving into uncharted territory soon, Rex. And DiCaprio's gonna kind of look around, Like, I really want her to, like, make sure nobody is around when she says this.
Absolutely. The ground is saturated with terrible acid. Everything in quite a radius is stone dead.
Yeah, she is going to pull up close to Rex, and she is going to say, Dad is getting old, and he is getting weak. He is showing it too much, and someone is going to take their opportunity on him.
I think Rex will look her dead in the eye and say, I'm not as smart as you. I know that. But the moment I got my claws on Enobarbus, I almost killed him. And I will kill anyone that touches our father. And he's just going to fly off after him after that.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio is just going to kind of sigh. She's nervous now.
I think at the head of the pack, because Orlando took off first and then Hop followed, Orlando notices the two siblings lagging behind and kind of flies closer to Hop and says, Optimus, was I too hard on them?
I couldn't have done the mission I just went on without them. And no matter how much they resented me being put in charge, they followed my lead and they worked as a team and did what needed to be done and were damn effective at the job.
So you're saying my strategy worked? Putting you in charge lit a fire under your brother's ass, and he fell in line.
I mean, he hated me the entire time it was going on, but he didn't let that stop him from getting the job done.
Well, that's good then. I think it's all working out.
If I'm honest, I respect that. I don't know. Well, I know I do know. I'm not as good as him at being pissed off, but still getting it done and being cohesive with the team.
Do you think it's time to relinquish the command control back to DiCaprio now, or what do you think, dynamics-wise?
I wanted to be in charge to prove I could do it. To prove to them that I'm not useless. You know, they don't like my horde and don't think great of me. I proved my point. I proved that as you know, they don't have to like my horde, but I can get the job done and I know what I'm doing when I'm in charge and I can pull them through it. I think whoever's in charge, I think they get it.
Your dad gives you a very serious look and says, don't let anyone ever talk down to you about your horde. Your horde is everything. It's everything you've worked for. If they open their mouths to speak ill of it, fill it and choke them.
Look, that's kind of what I was doing here. I wanted them to regret being dicks about it, but look, I'm not the decisive sibling. I'm not naturally inclined to lead. I just wanted them to know I could.
Yes, my only concern now was that DiCaprio did not fight more vociferously. When I replaced her, perhaps she was being deferential to me, but I found it disappointing that she didn't try to undermine you and take control back as the eldest. That's not an impulse we want to cultivate.
If I'm honest, half the time the vibe felt like it was, we'll do as we're told, so that this fucks up and it's on you. There was a real like, we're not gonna make any decisions. It's on you now.
Meanwhile, cut back to like, Dad's dying.
Uh-huh. No, I I don't know how much subtext we want to say out loud, but yeah, he definitely seems like he plays hot and cold at whims to kind of play you against each other in a way that he thinks like, yes, I'm using high level dad techniques to motivate them. But you're like, you're just...
Look, I'm just gonna peek behind the curtain. There's a point earlier this arc where hey, what's your one heart's deepest desire you want to wish for? Hop almost did say Dad's approval. So, we got a little of that here. Hop's doing good.
Yeah, our audience knows, like, I don't write out a plot ahead of time that I'm trying to work you through. We're just, like, going to do stuff and see what's interesting. Like, if an antagonist pops up, then maybe that'll be the goals to defeat them. Maybe it's, like, just to prevent war by getting rid of all the bad items. Or it could just be, like, a contest to get Dad's approval. I don't know, whatever you three are into.
I'm definitely currently a little wounded that I don't have Dad's approval right now. I like... It's even hurting to know, like, secondhand I'm being talked about kind of poorly.
Yeah. No, his problem with you sucks so bad. He's like, why didn't you undermine your sister and try to be a dick and wrest control when I explicitly gave her control?
Yeah. I genuinely, there is no world in which either of you two could have won in this situation. And, like, I'm just glad I wasn't put in the impossible situation. I'm doing good.
Yeah, Rex is fucking miserable. He's been called a coward. He's basically told that the express rules he's given are not actually rules, except when they are. And he's not built for this.
Yeah, can you tell that my dad coached our football team with me and my brother? Is that coming through?
It's very funny because, like, in my mind, I feel like DiCaprio almost is thinking, like, I think it just hurts because it is, like, an earnest feeling he's expressing, but there almost has to be a part of her that's like, I'm playing mental chess, like, 3 levels above this motherfucker if he's, like, worried about pitting us against each other.
Also, Dan, the whole time you've been talking about, like, you're supposed to follow the rules until you're not. How do we follow these rules? I'm like, welcome to being autistic. Glad to invite you in.
I was going to say, welcome to international law, which just only applies when you have enough guns to make it apply. It's the whole thing. Yeah, sorry about all that. But is there anything else you want to do as we reach the end of the arc? Because Orlando, the great and powerful, is about to show you how he destroys magical artifacts.
I wanna catch back up to Hop. Like, I assume Dad, like, goes ahead at some point. And I do want to be like, is Dad doing better since the village? Did he seem in good spirits?
He does. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it's easier said than done. Don't take anything he's saying too seriously. He's fucking with us.
I don't think there's a lack of truth behind some of his statements, though.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's saying whatever he thinks is gonna make us be at each other's throats. And he's not bad at it. He's still got that very dad aspect to him. He's clearly still got it.
He knows how to hurt us the most, is what you mean. Like DiCaprio's the one who's gonna take this a little too seriously when it comes to, like, the family trauma. Like, you don't understand. I've been putting up with this for so much longer than you kids.
I mean, look, Hop's maybe not necessarily been on the other side of it from Dad, but it's been like, oh no, I know about family deliberately hurting family, and I can see when it's going on. I get it.
Yeah, Rex isn't prepared for this with his extremely affectionate mother. And his mindset, his hero basically just told him he sucks shit, so he's not particularly happy at the moment.
I mean, look, Hop's in the situation of, like, I had a mum whose whole thing was doing stuff just to get strong emotions to happen. Sometimes things don't mean anything other than I want emotions out of it.
Yeah, I think there's a moment where DiCaprio is just gonna kind of, like, take a moment to be like, We do all understand the kind of state Dad's in, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be so eager for him to like me if I thought he was going to be around forever to do it.
I think Rex is actually in a pretty clear state of denial about this to a certain extent, especially after his mom was like, yeah, he gets slower, but he can obliterate people with his breath weapon, and he's just gonna kind of grunt out, he's fine, with flames escaping between gritted fangs.
Dad is still very strong. It doesn't mean something's going to happen immediately, but it's something to keep in mind. We need to start figuring out who the most likely people are going to be. And you can hopefully understand any potential implications there.
He just kind of grunts. It doesn't really respond.
Who are the eldest dragons in our society?
Austin, who are the eldest dragons in our society? Should I roll a history check?
I will say I don't know if we need to get into all the exposition right here at the end, but because this is a gerontocracy, if/when your father dies, we do not have a primogeniture situation. The eldest son does not inherit everything, not even the eldest child, which would be DiCaprio. It just goes to the eldest dragon, period, which is none of you three.
Yeah.
So if we want to get into that, we are going to get into that. That character is important, the next eldest, but I don't know if you want to get into that right now.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio is just kind of suggesting that we are not going to be in the position we are now once Dad gets taken over. This is her constant stress, as she is worried about that situation and protecting her siblings from it, but she never wants to say it bluntly. She's trying to just get them to also figure it out to some degree.
Yeah, that is kind of the Game of Thrones you all are playing. Is you're all pampered prince and princesses now, but if your dad goes, you become, just another dragon, and there could be consequences to that. I'll say if you're taking notes, the second eldest, besides Orlando, is a celestial dragon named Andronicus. He is the one whose hoard is flavor, and for whom the Cookie Mountains is named.
Oh,
because
delicious.
All the desserts and treats he brought early in the settlement of the mountain range. But yeah, how you relate to that character will be important going forward, because that's the person, who's next in line. So You can manage that how you want to manage that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think DiCaprio is just kind of she's just trying to stress that she's we need to be considerate of who might be next.
Yeah, for any bickering we might do, we're gonna want to stick together if our situation changes.
There's a reason human society never worked like this, really, which is because if you suddenly come into power and there's a bunch of heirs to a previous ruler, usually those people get slaughtered.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's also what happens with a lot of animals. Pretty common to kill the children of adult male rivals.
I kept wondering if they were going to acknowledge that in The Lion King. It never came up.
They would just kill Mufasa in this new Mufasa movie. They would see this orphan come and go, "All right, lunch."
Below you see the Cookie Mountains recede into the distance. You see the next kingdom and the next. You see the great Eastern Sea. You see the beautiful scenic Banyan Island. You're going east and east and east until you reach the end of the world. Arabella, the lands you live in are a flat earth situation, and your father flies all the way to the edge and lands where the sea stops. There's a great sea wall, which is the dead trunk of the great world tree, and the ocean is like lapping at this big seawall, and he just lands and perches on it and waits for the three of you to catch up.
Oh my god, it's what I said last year, how to kill White. Just throw him off the edge.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Orlando says we could spend a couple centuries trying to unlock the history of this artifact, discover how it was made, reverse the enchantment, unmake it in the fires in which it was forged, or I could drop it off the edge of the world, and it could be gone forever. Is this your final judgment?
Hop peers over the edge to make sure there's not someone, like, hanging off a rope, like, 6 foot down with a net ready to catch it.
That would be great. No, it seems like you look down and it's just space, like outer space surrounds the world.
There isn't, like, so we can't, like, see the tree, or can we see, like, a tree and, like, dried out branches sticking off the side?
Oh yeah, so the world you live in is like a flat earth on top of a dead stump, basically. So yeah, there is like a kind of fossilized wall of the stump down, but nothing else. No branches, no leaves. It's dead.
Okay, so I can't have Rex take these lessons to heart, wait for everyone else to leave, and then start looking around for discarded items that might have been caught.
Now I will say that I'm totally into you trying to do something underhanded. Like I was like, yeah, you can steal items, lie about items, do anything you want. But no, he's going to drop this and it's going to fall at terminal velocity into the nothing and disappear. As far as Austin Yorsky, am aware, there's no trick here.
Okay. My only thought for potential trick here is one of us does have an astrolabe specifically for flying through space, and if we're dropping it into space, maybe it could be retrieved later.
You know what? I really didn't think about that. Didn't think about that. The problem would be speed. I don't know how you would catch up because it is going to fall. But
that's a problem for later in the campaign. But yes, drop it off the side.
Yeah, the astrolabe I was just setting up for a future space season, but you know what? I love what we're thinking with portals.
I think there is going to be a moment where DiCaprio does like kind of consider if this tool would be like beneficial to her family. And I think she realizes that the only real value in this item would be for a smaller individual. And she isn't thinking in the long term of the small folk in her life right now. She is like exclusively focused on just her siblings.
Yeah, and Rex really doesn't have any small folk to care for. So he only sees this as a potential annoyance with people breaking into his house, just running through his traps.
Okay, Orlando says, your first big decision together. I'm so proud. And he drops the item off the edge of the world. And this super advanced, miraculous healing artifact falls out of the universe.
Can I roll an insight check? Which one of us did he look at, though, when he said, proud of you?
Yeah.
Is that just an insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, I don't have a great roll on that.
Is perception better? Can you look at his eyesight?
Out of 11.
9.
Who's he proud of?
Was it me?
You all fail, so you all can have your own paranoid ideas about that.
8. I also failed, I guess.
None of you know. Whatever would hurt you most personally is where you thought he was looking.